Good morning, children. Hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to Social Studies class. Today, we are going to start a new lesson, Lesson 15, Towards Freedom. Children, please be ready with your SS textbook. Let us start with Get Set activity on page number 101. Trade flourished between India and the countries listed in the table. Use your atlas to fill in the table. Children, you can try this on your own. I will give answers to this at the end of the class. Before we start today's class, let us understand meaning of the lesson heading Towards Freedom. India was under the British rule prior to 1947. India got independence on 15th August 1947 from British rule after hard struggles and sacrifices of Indian freedom fighters. In this lesson, we will learn the steps taken to get freedom back from the British rule. Learning outcomes. At the end of this class, the students will be able to understand India's trade items, identify the people came to India for trade, recognize how the trade with India was profitable for the English East India Company. In this lesson, we will cover few points like introduction, discontent among Indians, revolt against the British, after the revolt, social and religious reformers, and rise of nationalism. Today's class we will discuss about the introduction and discontent among Indians. Since ancient times, India was rich in natural resources. For centuries, India was known for its wealth. India's geographical location and its wide resources with rich culture had made it prosperous. India has been famous for spices, textiles, jewelry, and pearls. People from different countries used to visit India for trade and commerce. The Arabs were among the first to come to India for trade. Later on, traders from Portugal, the Portuguese, the Netherlands, the Dutch, France, the French, and England, the British, came to India for trade. There were fights among these powers for control over the Indian products and markets. The British emerged as the most powerful among them. British traders formed a trading company called English East India Company in the year 1600 with the consent of Queen of England. The British traded through the English East India Company. Indian goods were very popular worldwide. India was known as the Golden Bird. This name was given because of its wealth and prosperity. The English East India Company bought goods cheaply from India and sold them abroad at high prices. As a result, the company earned huge profits. The company established factories in various Indian towns. To show that they were protecting these factories, a number of forts and armies were maintained by the British. Gradually, the British East India Company took control over entire India. India at that time was divided into small kingdoms which were often at war with one another. To establish their rule in India, the British took advantage of the lack of unity among the Indian rulers. They expanded their reach and rule in India by defeating the Indian rulers. The British conquered large parts of India and established their rule. Dear children, now we are going to do textbook exercise. I hope you all must have got the answers for Get Set exercise on page number 101. Trade flourished between India and the countries listed in the table. Use your atlas to fill in the table. First country is Portugal, capital Lisbon, a port Aveiro, a nearby water body Poco Negro. Next country is the Netherlands, capital Amsterdam, a port, Rotterdam, a nearby water body, Rhine. Next country is France, capital Paris, a port, Brest, a nearby water body, Lake Annecy. Next country is England, capital London, a port, Liverpool, a nearby water body, Buttermere Lake. Dear children, now let us start notebook work of lesson 15 towards freedom. Children, please copy words to know in the notebook before doing the question answers. Words to know. First word is Sepoy, an Indian soldier serving in the British Army. Next, Sati, custom of a widow burning herself on the funeral pyre of her husband. Caste system, division of people into groups based on birth. Now let us answer this question. Question number 1. How was trade with India profitable for the English East India Company? Answer. The English East India Company bought goods from India at cheaper rates and sold them in England and other countries at high prices. This resulted in huge profits for the company. Dear children, I hope you all have understood the topic. Please listen to the next video. Thank you.